Commander Alicia Gray stood at the large window of Earth Defense Fleet headquarters. She watched the stars with careful eyes. Today was a day she had trained 15 years for. Today, humans would meet aliens for the first time. The message had come 3 weeks ago. A ship from the Zarthi Empire was coming to Earth. They wanted to talk. The Zarthi ruled most of the Milky Way galaxy, or so they claimed. Humans had only reached Mars with people and the outer planets with robots. Meeting a species that could travel between stars was both exciting and scary. "Commander, they're here," said Frank Miller. Frank worked at the communications desk. His voice was steady, but Alicia could hear the tension in it. Alicia turned from the window. On the main screen, she saw it. The Zarthi ship was huge. It looked like a cross between a giant bullet and a stingray. It glowed with a faint blue light that seemed to pulse like a heartbeat. "Are our defense systems ready?" Alicia asked. "Yes, Commander," said Lieutenant Greg Powell. "But they're not doing anything threatening. They're just sitting there in orbit." "They're scanning us," said Lisa Foster, the sensor officer. Her fingers moved quickly over her control panel. "Their scans are going through everything. Our atmosphere, our oceans, our cities." "And our weapons?" Alicia asked. Lisa nodded. "Those too. They're learning everything they can about us." Alicia straightened her dark blue uniform. "Open a channel. Frank, let's not keep our visitors waiting." The main screen flickered. The image of the Zarthi ship disappeared, replaced by the face of an alien. Alicia kept her face calm, but her heart raced. The alien had green-gray skin that looked like it was covered in tiny scales. Its eyes were large and yellow with slits for pupils, like a cat's eyes. It had no nose, just 2 small breathing holes, and its mouth was wide and lipless. "I am High Commander Vexazal of the Zarthi Empire," the alien said. Its voice was deep and rough, but the words came through clearly in English. They must have studied Earth's languages from our broadcasts. "I am Commander Alicia Gray of the Earth Defense Fleet. On behalf of all humans, I welcome you to our world," Alicia said. The alien's eyes narrowed. "This is not a welcoming, Commander. This is a notification. Your species has been observed for some time. You have now reached a development stage where you require proper governance. The Zarthi Empire will now take control of your world." A cold feeling spread through Alicia's stomach. This wasn't a friendly visit. This was an invasion. "I'm afraid there's been a misunderstanding," Alicia said, keeping her voice calm. "Earth is self-governed. We welcome peaceful relations with the Zarthi as equals, but we do not accept external rule." The alien made a sound that might have been a laugh. "You misunderstand, human. This is not a request or a negotiation. This is how the galaxy works. Advanced species govern lesser ones. It is for your own protection." Frank muted the transmission for a moment. "Commander, they're powering up something on their ship. It looks like weapons." Alicia nodded and signaled Frank to reopen the channel. "Vexazal, I urge you to reconsider. Humans value peace, but we will defend ourselves if necessary." "With what?" Vexazal asked. "Our scans show your weapons are primitive. Your most advanced ships can barely reach your own moon. You have no defense against us." "There's an old human saying," Alicia said, "don't judge a book by its cover." "Another misunderstanding. We have judged you thoroughly," Vexazal said. "Here is a demonstration of our power." The screen split to show both Vexazal and an outer view of the Zarthi ship. A beam of bright red light shot from the alien vessel. It hit one of Earth's orbital satellites, which exploded instantly. "That was uninhabited," Vexazal said. "The next demonstration will target your International Space Station. It contains 17 humans, correct? You have 1 Earth hour to begin the transfer of authority to Zarthi control." The screen went black. The command room exploded into action. Officers rushed to their stations, emergency protocols were activated, and a direct line to the world. Council was opened. "Get me Admiral Walsh," Alicia ordered. Peter Walsh was her superior and the only person who could authorize what she was about to suggest. While she waited, Alicia turned to Greg. "What are our options if we fight with conventional weapons?" Greg shook his head. "Not good, Commander. Their ship has some kind of energy shield. Our missiles would be useless, our laser defenses might do some damage but not enough to stop them. They'll kill thousands just to make a point, Lisa said quietly. The screen lit up again. Admiral Walsh's face appeared. He was in his 60s with gray hair and serious eyes. "I've been briefed," he said without greeting. "The World Council is meeting now. Most members are leaning toward fighting even if it's hopeless." "Sir, there is another option," Alicia said. Project Spectre. A heavy silence fell over the room. Project Spectre was top secret. Only a handful of people knew about it. Walsh's eyes widened slightly. "That's still experimental, Gray. We have no idea if it will work against alien technology." "It's based on the technology we recovered from that crashed scout ship 30 years ago," Alicia argued. "It's their own tech, modified by us. They won't expect it." Walsh was quiet for a moment, thinking. "The prototype is on Mars. We'd need to bring it here without them detecting it." "The Ghost can do it," Alicia said. "That's what it was designed for." Walsh nodded slowly. "I'll take it to the Council. Stand by." The screen went dark again. Alicia turned to her team. "We need to stall for time. Frank, tell them we're discussing their demands with our leaders. Lisa, I want everything you can learn about their ship from those scans. Greg, prepare our conventional defenses anyway. We need to look like we're planning a normal fight." 20 minutes later, Walsh called back. His face was grim, but determined. "The Council has approved deploying the Ghost," he said. "You leave for Mars in 15 minutes. A shuttle is being prepared now." Alicia felt a rush of both relief and fear. "Thank you, sir." "Gray," Walsh said before she could leave, "this is a huge gamble. If Project Spectre fails, Earth falls." "If we do nothing, Earth falls anyway," Alicia replied. "At least this gives us a chance." As she rushed to the shuttle bay, Alicia thought about what they were about to do. The Zarthi thought they knew everything about human capabilities. They thought they were dealing with a primitive species that could barely reach their own moon. They were about to learn how dangerous it was to underestimate humans. The shuttle launched secretly from the far side of Earth, away from the Zarthi ship. As it accelerated toward Mars, Alicia watched her home planet grow smaller through the window. Everything she knew, everyone she loved, was on that blue-green ball, and now it all depended on a secret project that might not even work. The shuttle landed on the red surface of Mars near a hidden entrance. Alicia stepped out wearing a light environment suit. Mars had some air now, thanks to 20 years of terraforming work, but not enough to breathe without help. She walked quickly to a rock formation that looked natural but wasn't. She placed her hand on a specific stone, and a scanner read her fingerprints. With a low rumble, part of the rock wall slid open. Alicia stepped inside and the door closed behind her. The hidden base was huge. Carved deep into the Martian rock, it spread out for miles underground. This was where humanity had been keeping its biggest secret for decades. "Commander Gray," a voice called out. It was Sam Morgan, the chief engineer of Project Spectre. He was a tall man with dark skin and quick hands. "We've been expecting you." Alicia nodded. "How ready is the Ghost?" "See for yourself," Sam said, leading her through a series of security doors. They entered an enormous underground hangar. In the center sat a ship unlike anything publicly known to exist. It was sleek and black, about the size of a small destroyer. Its surface seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. The ship had no visible engines or weapons. "Beautiful, isn't she?" Sam said with pride. "We've been running final tests all month. She's ready." "Tell me everything," Alicia said. They walked around the ship as Sam explained. "The Ghost uses technology we adapted from the crashed Zarthi scout ship found in Arizona in 1995. The outer hull is made of a metamaterial that absorbs scanner waves instead of bouncing them back. But the real magic is the drive system." He pointed to what looked like a sphere of dark glass at the rear of the ship. "This is a gravity manipulation engine. It doesn't push the ship forward like regular rockets. Instead, it warps space around the ship, creating a gravity well that the ship falls into. It's completely silent and leaves no energy signature." "And the phasing technology?" Alicia asked. Sam smiled. That's the best part. The ship can partially shift out of our dimension. Not enough to make it completely intangible, but enough that most scanning systems can't detect it. The Zarthi will be looking for engine heat, radiation, metal, all the usual signs of a ship. The Ghost doesn't have any of those signatures. They entered the ship through a side door. Inside, the Ghost was just as impressive. The bridge was arranged in a circle with stations for a small crew. The walls were lined with screens showing outside views, though there were no actual windows. "How many people do we need to fly it?" Alicia asked. "Minimum of 5, Sam said. Pilot, weapons, engineering, communications, and commander. We can fit up to 12 if needed." A woman approached them. She had blonde hair pulled back in a tight bun and moved with the confidence of someone who knew exactly what she was doing. "Commander Gray, I'm Captain Olivia Martinez," she said, saluting. "I'll be your pilot." "Have you flown this ship before?" Alicia asked. "Over 30 simulations and 5 actual flights in Martian orbit," Olivia replied. "I know her better than anyone." "Good," Alicia said, "because we're taking her to Earth to face a full Zarthi warship." Sam introduced the rest of the crew. Greg, Powell had followed from Earth to serve as weapons officer. Lisa Foster would handle communications. Sam himself would run engineering. The 5 of them were Earth's best hope. "What weapons do we have?" Alicia asked. Greg led her to his station and showed her the controls. 2 main systems. First, we have energy pulse weapons that can target specific systems on their ship without destroying the whole thing. Second, we have what we call phase missiles. "What are those?" Alicia asked. "Regular missiles that can phase like the ship," Greg explained. "They can pass right through the Zarthi shields, then solidify inside their ship." "Have they been tested?" Alicia asked. Greg shook his head. "Only in simulations. We've never had an actual alien shield to test them against." "So we're going into battle with untested weapons," Alicia said. "Welcome to humanity's first interstellar war," Sam said with a grim smile. "We adapt fast." While the crew made final preparations, Alicia contacted Admiral Walsh on a secure channel. "The Ghost is ready," she told him. "We can launch within the hour." Walsh's face was tense. "Good. The Zarthi gave us 1 hour to surrender. That time is almost up. They've moved their ship into position above the International Space Station." "We're coming, sir," Alicia said. "Tell the World Council to stall for time. Say we're preparing to transfer authority, but need to organize our leaders first." "Will do," Walsh said. "Gray, if this works, you'll save Earth. If it doesn't, then, at least we tried," Alicia finished for him. "Better to go down fighting than live as slaves." With those words, she ended the call and turned to her crew. "Let's go save our world." The roof of the hangar slid open, revealing the red Martian sky. The Ghost rose silently, using its gravity drive instead of noisy thrusters. There was no flame, no smoke, nothing to show that a ship was launching. It simply floated upward like a shadow. Once clear of the base, Olivia engaged the main drive. The stars seemed to stretch and blur as the ship accelerated at impossible speeds. The journey from Mars to Earth normally took months. The Ghost would do it in hours. "Phase cloak active," Sam reported from engineering. "We're now partially out of phase with normal space. No conventional scanner will detect us." Alicia sat in the commander's chair, watching the main screen as Mars shrank behind them. "All stations, report readiness." One by one, her crew confirmed they were ready. "Set course for Earth orbit," Alicia ordered. "We'll approach from the dark side, away from the Zarthi ship." As they traveled, Alicia studied all the information they had on the alien vessel. It was big, much bigger than the Ghost. It carried enough weapons to level Earth's major cities, but size wasn't everything. The Ghost had surprise on its side. "Communications, can we listen to what's happening?" Alicia asked. Lisa nodded and adjusted some controls. The voice of Vexazal, the Zarthi commander, filled the bridge. "Your time is up, humans," the alien was saying. "We see no signs of compliance. Perhaps you need further demonstration of our power," Admiral Walsh's voice responded. We're organizing our global leadership now. This is a complex process for us. We have many nations, not a single empire like yours. Your political structures are irrelevant, Vexal said. You have one more chance. Surrender now or we will destroy your space station. Alicia checked the ship's position. They were still 30 minutes from Earth. Too far to intervene. Can we send a message without revealing our position? She asked. Lisa? Yes, Commander. We can route it through Earth's regular communication systems. Alicia nodded. Open a channel to Admiral Walsh only. Text message, no voice. She typed quickly. 30 minutes out, stall them, Ghost is coming. The reply came seconds later. Understood. Hurry. On the main screen, Earth grew larger. The blue planet, home to 8 billion humans, hung in space like a jewel. And above it, visible now as a dark shape against the stars, waited the Zarthi warship. The Ghost moved silently through space, invisible to the alien scanners. Alicia watched as the distance decreased. 25 minutes. 20. 15. Weapons. Status, she asked. Phase missiles ready, Greg reported. Energy pulse weapons charged and targeting systems online. Engineering. All systems optimal, Sam said. Phase cloak stable. Alicia took a deep breath. Soon they would reveal themselves and face technology far beyond what humanity had publicly developed. But humans had always been good at keeping secrets, especially from those who underestimated them. The Zarthi were about to learn that humans don't like being threatened, and they were about to see a vessel they didn't think humans could possibly have. The Ghost slipped into Earth orbit, completely invisible to the Zarthi ship. On the main screen, Alicia could see the alien vessel clearly now. It was massive, at least 10 times the size of the Ghost. Its surface glowed with strange patterns, a blue light. Near it, the International Space Station looked tiny and fragile. They're powering up weapons, Greg reported, reading from his console. Looks like they're done waiting. Alicia made her decision. Time to introduce ourselves. Lisa, open a channel to Admiral Walsh. Channel open, Lisa said. Admiral, this is Commander Gray on the Ghost. We're in position. Tell the space station. Crew to seal all compartments and prepare for possible damage. Understood, Walsh replied. They've been warned. Good luck, Commander. Alicia turned to Olivia. Take us between the Zarthi ship and the space station. Sam, prepare to drop the phase cloak on my mark. The Ghost moved silently into position, placing itself directly in the line of fire between the alien warship and the space station. In position, Olivia reported. Alicia took a deep breath. Drop cloak now. The Ghost suddenly appeared in space, seemingly out of nowhere. On her console, Alicia could see a flurry of activity from the Zarthi ship as their sensors tried to make sense of what had just happened. Open a channel to the Zarthi ship, Alicia ordered. The face of Vexazal appeared on screen. The alien's yellow eyes widened in surprise. This is Commander Alicia Gray of the Earth Defense Fleet, Alicia said calmly. I suggest you power down. Your weapons. What is this? Vexazal demanded. Where did your ship come from? Our scans showed no vessels approaching. Perhaps your scans need improvement, Alicia replied. This is your only warning. Leave Earth space peacefully or we will be forced to disable your vessel. The alien made that strange laughing sound again. Your primitive ship does not concern us. It cannot penetrate our shields. Are you certain about that? Alicia asked. Greg, target their main weapon array, energy pulse only. Targeted, Greg confirmed. Fire, Alicia ordered. A beam of white light shot from the Ghost, cutting through space. It passed through the blue glow of the Zarthi shield, as if it wasn't there. The beam struck the alien ship's main weapon. There was a flash, and the weapon went dark. Now Vexazal's face showed real shock. Impossible. How did you penetrate our shield? That was a warning shot, Alicia said. We disabled only one weapon. Your ship has many more. But I assure you, we can disable them all if necessary. For a moment, the alien was silent, its slitted eyes narrowing as it studied her. You are not what we expected, it finally said. Humans Rarely are, Alicia replied. Now shall we discuss peaceful relations between our species as equals? Before Vexazal could answer, Lisa called out, Commander, we're detecting energy buildups in their secondary weapons. They're trying to target us with their backup systems, Greg confirmed. Alicia's face hardened. I see diplomacy. Isn't your first choice. Greg, target their propulsion system, phase missiles. Missiles armed and ready, Greg reported. Fire 2 missiles, Alicia ordered. Greg pressed a button and 2 small objects launched from the Ghost. On the screen, they streaked toward the Zarthi ship. Like the energy beam before them, they passed straight through the alien shield. But instead of hitting the outside of the ship, they disappeared into its hull. 2 seconds later, there were bright flashes from inside the Zarthi vessel. The ship lurched sideways and many of its lights flickered. Direct hits, Greg said. Their main propulsion system is offline. Vexazal's face appeared on screen again. Now the alien looked angry. What have you done? Those weapons, they passed through. Our shields as if they weren't there. Now you're beginning to understand, Alicia said. Your ship is disabled but not destroyed. Your life support systems are untouched. We could have targeted those as well, but we didn't. Unlike you, we don't want to kill unless absolutely necessary. The Zarthi commander's breathing had become faster. How is this possible? Our intelligence said humans had only primitive chemical rockets and basic laser systems. You should not have this technology. Your intelligence was wrong, Alicia replied simply. Now, about those peaceful relations. Suddenly, Lisa called out again. Commander, multiple energy signatures appearing around the Zarthi ship. On the main screen, Alicia saw 5 smaller ships emerging from the larger vessel. They were shaped like arrowheads and moved quickly. Fighter craft, Greg said. They're powering weapons. Evasive maneuvers, Alicia ordered. Phase cloak back on. Sam worked his controls quickly. Cloak activated. The Ghost vanished from normal sight just as the Zarthi fighters opened fire. Their energy weapons passed through the space where the Ghost had been moments before. They can't see us, Olivia said. But they're firing in patterns, hoping to hit us by chance. We need to end this quickly, Alicia decided. Greg, prepare all remaining phase missiles, target each fighter craft. Targeting, Greg confirmed. 5 missiles ready. Fire when ready, Alicia ordered. 5 missiles launched from the Ghost, each seeking a different target. Despite the fighters' attempts to evade, the missiles phased through their shields and detonated inside their hulls. One by one, the fighters went dark, drifting powerless in space. Alicia reopened the channel to the main Zarthi ship. Your fighters are disabled, Commander Vexazal. Their crews are alive, but their ships will not function again. Now, are you ready to talk, or do we need to continue this demonstration? Vexazal was silent for a long moment. The alien's face showed a mix of anger and something new, respect perhaps, or fear. You have disabled my ship and my fighters, Vexazal finally said. It seems we have underestimated your species. A common mistake, Alicia replied. One that usually only happens once. What are your terms? The alien asked. Simple. You will leave Earth space as soon as your propulsion system can be repaired. You will report to your superiors that Earth is not a world to be conquered, but a potential ally to be respected, and you will arrange for proper diplomatic relations between our peoples. Vexazal seemed to consider this. And if I refuse? Then we will be forced to disable your life support systems, Alicia said, her voice firm. We would provide rescue, for your crew, of course. But your mission would be a complete failure and you would return to your superiors in our ships, not yours. The threat hung in space between them. Alicia knew they could do it. The phase missiles could target any system on the Zarthi ship, but she hoped it wouldn't come to that. Finally, Vexal spoke. Very well. I agree to your terms. But know this, human. The Zarthi Empire spans thousands of worlds. This is not over. I hope it's just beginning, Alicia replied. The beginning of understanding between our species. As the channel closed, the bridge of the Ghost erupted in cheers. Earth was safe, at least for now. Humanity had stood up to its first alien threat and survived. Admiral Walsh's voice came over the communication system. Commander Gray, the World Council is watching everything. They're in shock. What you've done today changes everything. Not just for Earth's security, but for our place in the galaxy. Alicia looked at her crew, humans who had just faced down an alien warship and won. Yes, she agreed. Everything changes now. On the main screen, the damaged Zarthi ship hung in space, its once threatening presence now diminished. But Alicia knew Vexazal was right about one thing. This wasn't over. The Zarthi would return, perhaps with more ships next time. Earth would need to be ready, and thanks to the ghosts they now knew they could be. 3 days after the confrontation, Alicia stood in a large meeting room at the United Nations building in New York. The room was filled with world leaders, military commanders, and scientists. Screens on the walls showed the faces of those who couldn't attend in person. Everyone wanted to hear about what had happened in space. Admiral Walsh stood at the front of the room. As you all now know, humanity has kept a secret for the past 30 years. In 1995, a small Zarthi scout ship crashed in the Arizona desert. We recovered alien technology that was far beyond our own. Instead of announcing this to the world, a decision was made to study it in secret and develop our own versions. A woman stood up. She was Elena Rodriguez, the president of the World Council. Why was this kept secret from most of the council? She asked. Because we didn't know who might be watching, Walsh replied. If aliens had visited Earth once, they might be monitoring us. Broadcasting our discovery might have brought them back before we were ready. Alicia stepped forward. The ghost ship was built using what we learned. It can phase partially out of our dimension, making it invisible to most scanning systems. Its weapons can pass through energy shields, but we only have one such ship. How quickly can we build more? Asked the Chinese premier. That's why we're here today, Walsh said. Project Spectre needs to become a global priority. With the resources of all nations, we could build a fleet of ghost ships within 5 years. Discussion broke out across the room. Some leaders wanted to focus on diplomacy with the Zarthi. Others argued that Earth needed to prepare for war. The debate continued for hours. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, Sam Morgan was working in a new laboratory built quickly at the old Spectre facility. The World Council had ordered him to study the damaged Zarthi fighter ships that had been captured. 2 of them had been brought to Earth for analysis. What have you found? Lisa Foster asked as she entered the lab. After the battle, she had been assigned to work with Sam as a communications specialist. Sam looked up from a strange device he was examining. Their technology is similar to what we found in Arizona, but more advanced. They've made improvements we haven't thought of yet. Can we use any of it? Lisa asked. Sam nodded. Their communication system is amazing. It uses quantum entanglement to send messages instantly across any distance. No delay, no way to intercept it. That would be useful for our fleet, Lisa said. If we can figure out how to build it, Sam replied. But there's something else, something strange. He pointed to a section of the alien ship's computer system. Look at this programming. Some of it seems familiar, almost like it was based on human computer code. That's impossible, Lisa said. They couldn't have studied our computers. Unless... Sam started, then shook his head. No, it's too crazy. What? Lisa pressed. Unless they've been watching us for longer than we thought. Or unless that crash in 1995 wasn't an accident. Back in New York, the meeting was coming to a close. The World Council had reached several decisions. First, Earth would build more ghost ships as quickly as possible. Second, a diplomatic team would prepare to meet with the Zarthi Empire. Third, all nations would share their space and defense technology. As people filed out of the room, President Rodriguez approached Alicia. Commander Gray, the Council has a special assignment for you. What is it, Madam President? Alicia asked. We want you to lead the diplomatic mission to the Zarthi homeworld. Alicia was surprised. I'm a military officer, not a diplomat. You've already proven you can stand up to them, Rodriguez said. And you've seen their technology up close. We need someone like you. Before Alicia could answer, her communication device beeped. It was an urgent message from Lisa Foster. Strange signals detected from Zarthi's ship. Need you at mission control immediately. Alicia excused herself and rushed to the nearby Earth Defense Fleet headquarters. In the control room, Lisa and a team of analysts were studying data on large screens. What's going on? Alicia asked. The Zarthi ship has been sending coded transmissions, Lisa explained. We managed to decode parts of them. They're reporting back to their fleet. That's expected, Alicia said. Vexazal would need to report what happened. Yes, but look at this part, Lisa said, pointing to a section of decoded text. They're not just reporting about us. They're sending coordinates, trajectory predictions, mission updates. Alicia read the data and felt cold. This isn't just a report, it's a battle plan. They're calling for reinforcements. That's not all, Lisa continued. We've detected small energy signatures leaving the Zarthi ship. Too small to be escape pods. We think they're probes or drones. Where are they going? Alicia asked. Different directions, some toward our major cities, others toward military bases. Alicia's mind raced. They're mapping us, preparing for a larger attack. She turned to the communication officer. Get me Admiral Walsh and President Rodriguez, now. Within an hour, an emergency meeting was called. Walsh, Rodriguez, and other key leaders gathered in a secure room. The Zarthi ship is fully repaired, Alicia reported. They'll leave Earth orbit soon, but they're sending information to the rest of their fleet. I believe they're planning a larger invasion. How much time do we have? Walsh asked. Based on the coordinates in their transmissions, their nearest fleet is several months away at their top speed, Lisa explained. Rodriguez was quiet for a moment. So we have months, not years, to prepare. Our diplomatic mission just became even more important. Why send diplomats if they're planning to attack? One general asked. To buy time, Rodriguez replied, while we build our defenses, and perhaps to learn more about them. Alicia spoke up. I have a suggestion. Instead of waiting for them to come to us, what if we take the ghost and go to them? We could gather intelligence, maybe even make contact with other species who might help us. The room fell silent as everyone considered this bold plan. It would be dangerous, Walsh said finally. If they caught you. They won't, Alicia said confidently. The ghost can stay phased indefinitely now. They won't see us coming or going. Rodriguez nodded slowly. A reconnaissance mission, not confrontation. Learn what we're facing, then return to help prepare Earth's defenses. And if we find potential allies along the way, even better, Alicia added. After more discussion, the decision was made. The Ghost would be upgraded with the new technology Sam had discovered. Alicia would command a small crew on a mission into Zarthi space. They would leave as soon as the ship was ready. As the meeting ended, Walsh pulled Alicia aside. This is even more dangerous than facing that first ship. You know that, right? Alicia nodded. Someone has to do it, and I've already proven that. Humans have vessels they don't expect. Just remember, Walsh said, reconnaissance only. We need you to come back. Alicia thought about Earth, about the billions of people who had no idea how close they had come to being conquered, about how little time they had to prepare for what was coming. I'll come back, she promised, with everything we need to save our world. 2 weeks later, the Ghost was ready for its mission into Zarthi space. Sam and his team had worked day and night to upgrade the ship with technology from the captured fighters. The quantum communication system now worked, allowing instant messages back to Earth from any distance. The phase cloak had been improved to use less energy, and the weapon systems had been enhanced with new targeting algorithms. Alicia stood in the launch bay beneath the Arizona desert, looking at her ship and crew. Olivia would pilot again. Greg would handle weapons. Lisa would manage communications. Sam had insisted on coming too to maintain the new systems, and they had one new member, Dr. Alan West, Earth's leading expert on alien cultures and languages. Final checks complete, Commander, Olivia reported. The Ghost is ready to fly. And the Zarthi ship? Alicia asked. Left Earth orbit yesterday, Lisa said. They're heading back toward their territory at full speed. Good, Alicia nodded. Then it's time for us to leave as well. Admiral Walsh approached for a final briefing. Your mission has 3 objectives, he said. First, follow the Zarthi ship back to their territory without being detected. Second, gather all information possible about their fleet, technology, and allies. Third, identify any species that might help us against them. How long do we have? Alicia asked. The Ghost carries supplies for 6 months, Walsh replied. But ideally you'll be back within 3. That gives us time to prepare before their fleet arrives. Alicia shook his hand. We won't let you down, sir. I know you won't, Walsh said. Earth is counting on you, even if most people don't know it yet. The crew boarded the Ghost and the countdown began. Unlike their previous launch from Mars, this one would take them far beyond the solar system. No human had ever traveled so far from Earth. As the roof of the hangar slid open to reveal the night sky, Alicia felt the weight of their mission. They would be the first humans to see other star systems, other worlds, and they might be Earth's only hope of surviving what was coming. Phase cloak active, Sam reported. We're ready for launch. Take us up, Olivia, Alicia ordered. The Ghost rose silently into the night sky. Within minutes, they were in orbit. Within hours, they had passed the moon. And by the end of the day, they had left the solar system behind, following the ion trail of the Zarthi vessel. The journey into deep space was both boring and terrifying. Days turned into weeks as they followed the Zarthi ship at a safe distance. The Ghost's phase cloak kept them invisible, but they still had to be careful. The alien vessel occasionally released probes or changed course unexpectedly. They're being cautious, Alan observed. They know we have technology they didn't expect. They're watching for pursuit. But they can't see us, Greg said. They're still trying, Alan replied. That tells us something important about them. They're not used to being surprised or defeated. Finally, after 3 weeks of travel, they reached the edge of Zarthi space. The alien ship entered a region where stars seemed closer together. Soon they began to pass planets, some barren, some with clear signs of civilization. Look at that, Lisa said, pointing to a world that glowed with city lights even from space. It's completely developed. Sensor readings show it's artificial, Sam added. They've transformed the entire planet into one giant city. As they continued deeper into Zarthi territory, they saw more evidence of the Empire's power. Space stations orbited many worlds. Fleets of ships moved between planets. Energy signatures indicated weapons platforms and defense systems everywhere. They're more advanced than we thought, Alicia admitted, and more extensive. Then they reached what appeared to be the Zarthi homeworld. It was a massive planet, larger than Earth with 3 moons. The surface glowed with countless cities. In orbit were hundreds of warships, including dozens as large as the one that had threatened Earth. Record everything, Alicia ordered. Every ship design, every defense system. For 3 days they observed the Zarthi fleet from a safe distance. They watched as the ship they had followed docked with a space station. Using enhanced sensors, they even managed to record a meeting between Vexazal and what appeared to be Zarthi leaders. They're planning a major fleet movement, Alan said, as he studied the translated communications they had intercepted. Vexazal told them about us, about the Ghost. They're taking us seriously. Good, Alicia said. They should. But as they watched, something unexpected happened. A new fleet appeared near the Zarthi homeworld. These ships were different, sleeker with glowing green energy patterns instead of blue. Not Zarthi, Sam confirmed. Different design entirely. Another species? Alicia wondered. Their answer came quickly. The new ships opened fire on the Zarthi fleet. A battle erupted in orbit around the planet. They have enemies, Alicia realized. Powerful ones. For hours they watched the battle. The new fleet fought. Well, but they were outnumbered. Eventually they retreated, disappearing into deep space with the Zarthi in pursuit. Follow the unknown fleet, Alicia ordered. They might be potential allies. The Ghost changed course, trailing the retreating ships to a star system several light-years away. Here they found something surprising, a planet with defenses even more impressive than the Zarthi homeworld. The fleeing ships docked at orbital, stations shaped like giant rings. Let's risk moving closer, Alicia decided. We need to know who they are. They approached one of the space stations, still cloaked. Using their sensors, they scanned the ships and stations. Their technology is different, Sam reported, but equally advanced, maybe more so in some areas. Can we intercept their communications? Alicia asked. Lisa worked at her console. Got something. Alan, can you translate? Alan studied the symbols on his screen. I think they call themselves the Rylani. They've been fighting the Zarthi for centuries. They're looking for allies too. Alicia made a bold decision. Lisa, prepare a tight beam communication to their command station, phase cloak to remain active. What are you doing? Greg asked, alarmed. Making friends, Alicia replied. Alan, help me craft a message. Together they created a simple introduction. We are humans from Earth. We also face the Zarthi threat. We wish to speak. The response came quicker than expected. A face appeared on their screen, humanoid, but with blue skin and silver eyes. Humans, the alien said in a musical voice. We have heard of your encounter with the Zarthi. Show yourselves. Alicia gave the order and the ghost partially decloaked, becoming visible but remaining at a safe distance. The blue alien seemed impressed. Your phasing technology is remarkable. The Zarthi have been trying to develop it for generations. We have common interests, Alicia said. The Zarthi threaten Earth, we seek allies. As do we, the alien replied. I am Commander Talon of the Rylani Confederation. Perhaps we have much to discuss. As the conversation continued, Alicia felt hope growing. The Rylani were powerful and advanced. With their help, Earth might stand a chance against the Zarthi fleet. 3 months after leaving Earth, the ghost returned home. But it did not return alone. Following at a respectful distance was a Rylani diplomatic vessel. The first official alliance between Earth and an alien civilization was about to begin. Admiral Walsh greeted Alicia as she stepped off the ghost. You did it, he said with amazement. You found allies. Alicia smiled. I found more than that. I found proof that humans can take their place among the stars. The Zarthi thought we were primitive. They thought we didn't have vessels like the ghost. They were wrong about us then, and they'll be wrong about us again. As the Rylani ship landed nearby, Alicia knew this was just the beginning. Earth's future would be challenging, but humans had always been good at beating the odds, and now they wouldn't face the galaxy alone.